What up, though, shawty? We are back with BMF Season 3, Episode 8, Code Red. It's a code red in the A, it's a code red in the D. Problem is, T don't realize it's a code red in the D. Come on in here, let's talk about it. Now, T don't realize it's a code red in the D. T over in the D, he thinks it's sweet. He moving, he making moves. Now, I'm very, very impressed with T. I'm not going to lie. He's making moves without Meech. He's doing really, really good things on his level. But see, Meech is thinking way larger. Meech is thinking further out than T. I always say that Meech plays chess while everybody else is playing checkers. And that's what's going on right now. Although I'm impressed with T, don't get me wrong. I'm impressed with him. You know, he's beginning, right? He's beginning to make those moves and think like a big boss on his level. So the scene starts off at the Platinum Palace. Meech is back in the A, so he's at the Platinum Palace with the boys, and they're dancing and they're watching the girls dance, you know, doing their thing, getting their drink on. And they look over and they see Glock. Who's with Glock? Angel. Dancing all on it. And you could tell it's bothering Meech a little bit. He getting an update from his boy Duffy, you know, since he been on Duffy giving him the rundown on everybody. So they're around, and then Meech gets the idea. He stands up on the table, has a whole stack of money, and he just start making it rain. I've heard that Meech is the one that really started that make it rain, that it started off back during the BMF days and all that. Not sure, you know, how factual that is, but I've always been told that. So Meech making it rain. Why is he making it rain? I feel like it's just to one up on Glock and, you know, Angel. They over there, they're dancing. So it actually worked. It shut it down, and they end up leaving. So we're back in Detroit, and T's right hand comes and let him know, listen, I got word back that Henry's in trouble. She owes them Chaldeans a lot of money, you know, and T put it together. He's like, wait a minute, the Chaldeans, that's why she was on that girl, and she the one killed her and stole her plug from under her. So there, you know, T figured out, like I say, T is doing some heavy thinking. He's beginning to figure some things out. He's growing. I'll just say that. In my opinion, T is really growing. While they're in there, Vince walks in, the cop guy that's after Markeisha. He walks in because he wants to come check out this business that T said he had. And while he's in there, he threatens him with the IRS. And you know, T don't want that to happen. So when he do his little thing and he leave, and T tells this guy, listen, I want you to find out his every move. Let me know what he's up to, when he's doing it, and all that. So then we see Meech. He's sitting out in his car. The crew get ready to leave, and they pull off just before him. And as he's about to pull off, he notices the Red Dog team. They roll up, and they start pressing one of the guys from the Techwood, you know, one of the Techwood boys. And they found some bricks on him. So this get Meech to thinking like, whoa, because everybody else is worried about other gangs and other crews and all that, and the op. He's like, listen, he starts to put it together, and he later meets with Duffy and say, listen, our biggest threat is going to be, you know, Red Dog. They're trying to get Atlanta ready for the Olympics. So our biggest threat is really going to be Red Dog. We got to make sure that our product is secure. Our guys are safe while they're out there because these Red Dogs are on it. Then Meech goes and he meets with Claude again. He let Claude know that he's back in town. He's ready to get things popping, see where he is. Claude told him he's been talking to some guys. He got some guys that's really looking to work with him and everything. So, you know, he tell them, hey, meet me at Platinum Palace. And, you know, let me know when we ready to do this. T is making moves. He hooks up with an old acquaintance, and he finds that it's got a little store, and he's selling lottery tickets. And he convinces the guy to let him, you know, launder his money through the lottery tickets. And it seems to be popping and moving. So T is over there making moves. Not only that, with the knowledge of what's going on with Henry and the Chaldeans, he's like, listen, man, I know you got ties with these people, set me up a meet. He meet with them and he get them to only deal with him. He don't want them to deal with Henry. He said, in fact, I need you to cut Henry off. They shook on it. They agreed to it. So we already know that T is he don't even know what's coming. He thinks shit is sweet in the D. So, I always got to talk about the topic that I don't like, and that's Charles, Lucille, and Maurice. So Charles invites Lucille to come and see him play for this gospel group, right? And he's all excited about it. He's been invited to come and play for him. And she tells him yes, as long as I can bring Maurice. Now, she looked like she was kidding, but hey, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, Lucille. Like, wow. The more I think about it, I ain't even I'm not 100% mad at Lucille. Stella got to get her groove back. Charles, you did what you did. Stella got to get her groove back. So, hey. So it just is what it is. So we see Nikki sitting in the back seat of the car with her little boyfriend, Breeze. Well, your boyfriend now because he gave her one of them, I love you, you love me, or will you be my boyfriend, girl? Whatever. When you check the box, I remember those. See, kids don't remember that today because they can just text each other. But back then, we just write on a little note. You just check the box of the one that, you choose. You want to be the boyfriend? You check yes. If you don't want to be the boyfriend, you check no, right? So he gave her one of those cute little notes, and she checked yes. Then they get out of the car, him and his buddy, the two dudes, they get out of the car, leave the girls out there in the car. They in there buying, one of the boys in there buying condom, where they had alcohol, condoms. I don't know how they got the alcohol. But T sees them. And he's shaking his head, he sees them, and when he comes out, he sees Nikki in the back seat. He goes off, and I don't blame T one bit. Even though he ain't swept around his own front door, that's your little sister. You got to do that. So he went and checked her and made her come get in the car with him. And he should have done that. He's got to, she even said to Meech a few episodes back about she didn't feel protected. He's showing you protection with that. So I was glad to see that. I was here for it. We see Meech at Platinum Palace. He's enjoying himself and everything like that. And a couple of girls come over, to him. And they sit down beside him and they let him know, hey, we got an apartment down the street. You need to slide through. Got a room down the street. That's what they said. We got a little room down the street. Need to slide through, right? So, Meech is all about the ladies. He's all about pleasing them, right? He told them to get your stretches in. Like he letting them know he about to do his thing. And he goes and we see a guy come in, bust in with the gun, and he has a key to the room. So them girls are set him up because that boy had a key to that room to get in. And unfortunately, one of them, the girl ended up getting shot that was in there with him. I guess the other young lady hadn't made it yet, or maybe she the one set him up, that's the one gave him the key. Anyway, so now Meech knows that Angel was right because Angel had come to him outside the club and gave him a warning and let him know, listen, Glock is you need to be careful. You need to be careful because Glock is after you. And she let him know, listen, me being with Glock has nothing to do with you or how I feel about you. You left. I guess she was in panic mode. She's like, and I'm just trying to survive. And he told her he understood. He got it. In fact, he had told his buddies that earlier when they saw her in the club, when they was in the club earlier, saw her dancing on him. Like, man, she been on him since she left. And he told them she just surviving, right? It's just, she's just surviving. So Meech understood, in a kind of funny way. He understood. So since Meech saw the Red Dog taking out the Techwood guy, saw him pulling, the drugs out the car, he decides to do a test run because he paid this guy extra to find some extra compartments, very secretive place to transport the stuff. So before he really put his, because like he said, he need to protect his people and the product. He decided to run a test and they used baking soda. So when the Red Dog pulled Bo over, they thought they had something, cut it open. They could tell that wasn't the right stuff. So he did a smart little, again, he's playing chess. So we see Henry, she seems distraught. Like you could tell that it's weighing on her. She owed the Chaldeans all this money. And her and Claude, I think his name is, they were talking about it and everything. He was like, I don't know why they tripping. And in walks her uncle. He comes in with a bag full of money and tell her, listen, this is between me and you. Your dad can't know about this because he wouldn't approve. Because her dad ain't trying to help her. He's upset with her because she didn't listen to him about the truce with T. So he leaves her the money, so now she'll be able to pay them back. But what she don't know is they not gonna mess with her no more. She gonna pay them back, but they're not gonna mess with her no more because of what T got going. And when he left, she told Claude, she's like, listen, my dad abandoned me when I needed him the most. And I got a strong feeling she gonna do something to her daddy before it's over. That girl, that girl gonna do something to her daddy before it's over. But yeah, she told him that. And Claude told him, listen, I was always on your side. I've always believed in you. I've never liked the way your dad treated you either. So, she got that from her uncle and her cousin. So I'm sure that made her feel a little better. We next see Jen and Henry out together. So they going out again on another little date. End up, back at Hen's place. And I know it's got to be hard for Jen because, she knows what Hen did to her best friend or her partner. So she's having to do that. But she smartly got up out of there because I'm glad she left. And I hope don't nothing happen to Jen. I do. But it just seems like she going to be the one that gets the brunt of Henry. I just feel like she gonna be the one get the brunt of Henry. You see T cutting their pop's hair and they talking and they vibing and everything. He give his pop some money to take his mama out, have a good time. He let him know, that he want to come start working at the shop so he can make some extra money. He trying to keep up with Maurice. But, it's time for Charles to just let it go. And T, he gonna tell him, I always admired the fact that you and mom was the couple in the neighborhood that stayed together. And T, you got 2 whole kids with LaWanda and you ain't trying to be with her. But I don't know, I guess that's why people need to take their time. Kind of like Lucille said. Take your time, slow down and see what happens. Hopefully people, take your time. T and Markeisha are out together and Vince shows up. And call himself trying to crash their little party, done send him a drink and everything like that. Then he rolls up, gives T his back and, leans in on Markeisha. And T let him know, man, listen, T already done had his boy follow him around. He ran down his every move to him. And boy, that dude looked scared. So T coming up, he growing up. He's bossing up here lately. He's been bossing up. So I'm real proud of T. Okay, T made old boy look very, very small. I just hope it don't come at a cost because old boy already threatened IRS on you, T. So Meech calls T and let him know about, going to Miami because he's ready to put their transporters on another level. Where if they get pulled over, the cops won't be able to find nothing, the dogs won't be able to sniff nothing out. And he was very impressed with how that boxer's car was set up, with all those different secret compartments. And he said he had it done in Miami and he gave him the man's name. So he calls T to let him know, listen, I found out who's doing it. He was speaking in code talk. He was really talking about food and restaurants and all that. I love how they do that. But he was like, we need to take a trip to Miami. So they're going to be headed to Miami, right? But keep in mind, we also heard Glock say he was headed to Miami. So, it could get ugly. Because also, Meech killed his dude that came, that busted in on the hotel. Meech had to throw him out the window and he gone. So Glock ain't feeling Meech. And now they all about to be in Miami. So I guess that's where it's about to go down. Because we got 2 episodes left. And they gonna all be in Miami. So some stuff gonna go down in Miami. We know that. And then the last scene of the episode, Bryant is really, really losing it. and looked like he has literally, with his bare hands, beat Claude to death with his bare hands. That's what it looked like. So he caught Claude slipping outside, and he got him. So it's going to be interesting to see. Can't wait to see what's going to happen with everything. I hope Jen, like I said, I hope Jen don't get caught up in the crossfires with all of this. But we shall see. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And as always, stay safe. On to the next one. Peace.